So why is it that every time I go to buy some new clothes, I go to the store, I go to the fitting room, you grab a couple of items that you want to, take in there and try on with you, and you go in there and you put on whatever it is you're trying on, and you're like, oh my gosh, I look so good. I don't look like this at home. Like, I don't understand. So I had to go get a suit the other day for the wedding that we went to because unfortunately the suits that I have don't fit. It's just a true reality that I have a couple of suits and none of them fit anymore just because I've gained weight. So went to go get a suit and go into the fitting room and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't look like this at home. Why do I look like this in the fitting room? Has anybody ever gone to a fitting room and had that same experience where you're like, oh my gosh, why do these mirrors make me look so good? I think the stores do it on purpose because I know that I don't look that good at home. I know I look schluppy, and I know that like true reality is somewhere they are finding a mirror manufacturer that is going to make you look like you're 30 pounds skinnier so that you ultimately will buy whatever it is you're there to get. Anyway, that's my thought for the day to start off with today. Does anybody else feel that way? Let me know in the vlog. It's nice. It makes you feel good. When you leave the store, you're like, I feel pretty good about myself. And then I feel like, where can I get a mirror like that at home? Like I start doing research. Like, how can I get a mirror like that to bring home with me? So it's been a crazy week. I think every single week is a crazy week. I'm doing the video. I'm getting the vlog done. It's one of those things that I promised I would do this week. We've had so many people that have commented and asked and said, I want to do what you were doing, Adam. I want to do what you did, but I don't know what to eat. I don't know what to, I want to be good, but I don't know what to eat. I don't know how to eat right. So let me start off by saying I am not licensed. I'm not a licensed doctor. I am not a licensed dietitian. The only licenses I have are to drive and fly a drone. So that being said, I mean, I am not the most physically fit person in the world. I did go through like 3 or 4 years of being really fit and knowing what to do, and it worked for me. So I'm not going to say that this is something that's going to work for everybody or that this is what you should eat to be healthy. This is just me saying this is what I did. So that's what I'm going to do this week. We're going to talk a little bit about eating because you guys see me eat in the parks. And that is that is not a reality for most people throughout, their lives because you don't live on theme park food, hopefully. And Kristen and I need to, and we try, you've seen us, we definitely don't eat as much as I think other streamers do. Not saying other streamers eat a lot. I'm just saying we try not to. That's why we're doing this like snack streams where we're really trying to focus on snacks because we just don't normally do that. And we're like, let's do it. We want to do it. We want to try all the snacks. Let's do it. And we'll get back on a healthy lifestyle. So what I want to talk about is, and first I want to talk about the last week. How did everybody's goals go? It was so great to read in the comments. Everybody had something they were going to do that was tough the coming week. So how did everybody's goals go? How did everybody's week go? I said I was giving up sweets for the whole week, and I did pretty good. There was a caveat in there that we ended up going to that after hours party at Magic Kingdom on Thursday, and it was really expensive, guys. That's like was like $300 for Kristen and I. And one of the things that it included was unlimited bottled water and soda, popcorn, and ice cream. And I said, Kristen, we spent a lot of money on this. I'm having an ice cream. And I've been good the whole week, and I was good yesterday. So I had an ice cream. You guys saw me. I had it on the stream. So I had a Mickey ice cream. A little moment of weakness there, but I talked about it and I negotiated with myself, which is not normally something you should do. But I negotiated with myself and I said, I've been good all week. I'm gonna switch this out. I'll give up sweets on Saturday instead of Thursday because situational, and situations arise, and that's real life. You're going to have a situation where family members come in, or there's a family member who's a child who visits and you want to go take them out for ice cream, and they're going to say, Mommy or Daddy, why aren't you having ice cream? Just social things come up in life, and you have to deal with them. You have to live with them. They're going to throw wrenches in. You just have to deal with it. So I hope everybody's weekly challenges went good. I was not able to run quite as much as I wanted to this week, but I did something really fun. And I think if you can incorporate fun into fitness, I think that really makes a difference. So my good friend Andrew, who you saw, he helped us live stream Phantasmic on Thursday. He is in the Air Force Reserves, and he has to go do his PT, his physical fitness testing for the Air Force this weekend. And he's like, oh man, I'm really behind and I really need to go run. And I said, Andrew, I'd love to run with you, but I don't think, what is the requirement? And he told me what it was. We have to run 1.5 miles in 15 minutes. He was really excited because he just entered a new age bracket where the number is a little bit lower. So I said, that's awesome. Let's take our lunch break. Instead of having lunch, let's bring our running clothes and let's go run downtown Orlando and see if we can, help each other out and do, 1.5 miles in 15 minutes. That's a 10-minute mile. And we went out and we did it. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun to put a goal or to put something a little extra spin on your fitness to make it kind of fun, to put a challenge on. So we had a lot of fun with that. That was a good part of my week. And it's Saturday today, and Kristen and Harper went out to the Cast Connection with Grandma, which is the cast member store here, and they got a lot of good deals. They found some good stuff, some pork butt and some other things. Cast Connection is great. And when they were out, I got to do my run and get 6 miles in, so I feel pretty good about making the video today. So that's kind of the past week in a nutshell. And hold out until the end of the video, guys, because I do have another challenge for the week. I think it's really important that we have kind of a challenge to keep each other kind of honest. So at the end of the video, I have another challenge that I'm really going to pose to all of you and make sure that you call to action and do something for yourself, and let us know in the chat and let us know in the comments below. So what I really want to start out with before I talk about what to eat is there's all these different weight loss programs out there. Most of them are expensive. If they're not expensive, they're a fad, or they're, you have to go and do this, or you have to buy this, or you have to pay for the subscription fee. I lost over 120 pounds in, a year, and I just did it with two things: hard work, determination. I decided that I wanted to do this. And I said, I don't need any crazy health kick. I know what's healthy for me. And I know you guys, when you go to the grocery store, you know what's healthy, or you know that if you stop at the gas station to fill up and you're like, oh man, I want to stop and get that candy bar and that, that soda that I always get every time I get gas. And you don't think about the fact that those little things add up throughout the day, and that soda and that candy bar, like practically a day's worth of calories. And those were things I was doing. Oh my gosh, I was doing that 2 or 3 times a day, like overeating without even realizing it. So part of my hard work and determination was, everybody says the hardest part about losing weight is counting calories. I paid for a personal trainer, and they said, we can work out all day, and we can do exercises, and we can do fitness, and we can do all this. But they said, it's all about what you eat. It's all about how much you eat. They're like, that's the key factor. That's the holy grail to everything. So I never thought I was going to be somebody that did this, but I started counting calories, and I knew that that's what I was going to have to do. Calories in versus calories out. Now, I had a friend. So let me see if I can find it. There it is. Guys, it's called the Lose It app. And they're saying, welcome back. Yes, thank you. So I downloaded an app. It's called Lose It. It used to be completely free, and now Josh is using it, and there's a subscription fee, which is fine. It was a couple bucks, which honestly is totally worth it. And what the app did is, and now there are some apps out there that are more intelligent, ones that you can actually take a picture of what you're eating in the app, like your plate, and it will calculate how many calories just based on the plate. Now, what I did is every time I grab something to eat, like say these rice cakes, which are something that when I was on my health plan is something I ate a lot of, these thin stacker brown rice cakes. And these are, I can't find the ones I normally had, which were mostly quinoa. These are brown rice with salt. The ones that I normally ate were quinoa, but same brand. And these things are excellent. You can put peanut butter on this instead of a peanut butter sandwich, but I'll show you how I eat them. But anyway, the app is great because everything has this little barcode on it, right? So with the app, bing, you would just scan the barcode or enter in if you're eating carrots or chicken. For a year and a half, everything that went into my mouth went into that app, everything. And it was amazing. It was, you don't realize how much you eat until you start keeping track of it. And you think it's going to be tough. Honestly, it's not, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to see where you're at, and the app makes it interesting and fun, and you can scan stuff, and you can see just how much. And even more than that, you can put in you can put in your weight and your age, and it will tell you, what your recommended daily caloric intake is, and it'll show you where you're at. It'll say, hey, you still have 200 calories left for a snack and, 1,000 calories or 800 calories left for dinner. And then you go on a walk and you burn 300 calories and it gives you those back. Like it was really cool. It was fun. So at the end of the day, it gives you a little pie chart and I'd be like, okay, well, I still have 500 calories left. So yes, I can go have that snack that I wanted to have. So anyway, that app is great. It's called Lose It. And like I said, I am in no way, shape, or form a doctor or a dietitian. That's just the app I used. There's many other great apps out there, but the Lose It app was it worked for me. So part of the hardest part about me choosing to eat right is that I had this problem. And my problem I did this every night. I would eat dinner. And then after dinner, maybe an hour, maybe two, I would eat a full dinner. And then after dinner, my kryptonite would sneak up on me. And by kryptonite, I mean this thing that just would destroy me. And I knew that it was sitting there in the cabinet, and it was Rice Krispies. And I know this sounds ridiculous, but I could eat an entire box of Rice Krispies in a night. After dinner, I sit down and I could, with milk, cereal, I could eat an entire box of Rice Krispies, which is crazy. So that's 220 calories with milk. And it says that there's about 6 servings in here. So you're talking about 1,500 calories or more if depending on what kind of milk. You're talking about another 2,000 calories. And this is the small box. Sometimes I'd eat the big box. I'm not joking. I still love it. I could go down and eat this entire box of Rice Krispies. And thank goodness I don't like sugar cereal. I could eat this entire box of Rice Krispies right now. So what I'm doing is as soon as I am done with this video, I am giving this box of Rice Krispies to Kristen, and I'm telling her to get rid of them or hide them. You cannot have this stuff in the house. So whatever your kryptonite is, whether it's cookies or ice cream or Rice Krispie bars or whatever it might be, that thing that you just can't, that just destroys you, that you can't have around, it needs to stop existing in your world. So right now, Rice Krispie cereals, and I like a good Rice Krispie treat. Rice Krispie cereal cannot exist in my world because if I know it's here, if I know it's sitting in the house, I will go eat the whole box and I will feel so sick afterwards, but I will still do it. So I know there's a lot of people out there that maybe have that same situation as me. I know I'm not unique. And so I know there's a lot of you that have that situation where you're like, oh my gosh, well, it's here, so I'll eat it. What I had to do is I had to replace that with something else. So I had to say, you know what? That doesn't exist anymore. Rice Krispies don't exist anymore. It's not something I can have. But every time I think about Rice Krispies, every time I think about sitting there and having those delicious, crispy, crackly with cold milk cereal, every time I do that, baby carrots instead. Baby carrots. I can eat this whole entire bag of baby carrots, the whole bag. And it's It's like 100 calories or less. The whole bag. I can just gorge on these baby carrots, and I don't mind baby carrots. So my advice is, if you're like me and you've struggled with having that Rice Krispie factor, replace it with something. It doesn't have to be with food either. It could be with going on a walk. It's just a healthy replacement, or calling somebody. Maybe it's calling your mom, or maybe it's calling your kids. Every time you're like, I've got this Rice Krispie feeling, maybe instead of doing that, go watch a YouTube video about Disney, or, go watch a live stream. Something. Replace that Rice Krispie feeling with something else. And I did that, and it was carrots, and it was going for a walk, and it was, for me, honestly, it was getting on the treadmill. Because I was too afraid and too shy to work out in public in a gym or in, outside, because I didn't want people looking at me, because I felt like I was so big, and I felt like people would look at me and think, oh, well, he's working out. Of course he needs to work out. So that's kind of the feeling I had. So whenever I, instead of feeding that Rice Krispie habit, luckily, thank God, I had a treadmill at home, and I would get on that treadmill and I would just walk. I would walk for 20 minutes. So you may not have a treadmill, but maybe you can, find something else to fill that gap. And that's really important. I think that's the first thing, about what to eat. The second thing, and I'm just going to show you guys what I did eat. And I didn't really deviate from this for a year and a half. Everybody loves normal soda. We have a couple of these in the house because they accidentally shipped them to us. We don't drink normal soda at all anymore. So that's why it's still sitting here in the house. Like, we've got a couple of Cokes that like nobody in the house will drink. But you know what? And I know a lot of people like regular Coke. Substitute it. This stuff right here, this is sparkling water. This is 0-calorie sparkling water. It comes in a million different flavors. This stuff we get at Publix, I think. Yep. Or does this stuff come from Aldi? Aldi or Publix is super cheap. I love it. I'm addicted to this stuff. Now, it's not going to beat out having just regular water. Regular water is good, the best. Because, some people say there's a little bit of sodium in here. This one has 0. It has nothing. Does it have any sodium in it? No, 0 sodium. Nothing, just 0. So instead of the 140 calories that a regular Coke has, substitute. This stuff's really good. I really love it. I would really encourage you to give it a shot. I love just carbonated water so much. It's amazing. All right. So my second big go-to snack are these guys. I had them just a second ago. These thin rice stackers. Now, they are great. They're 110 calories for 4 cakes, which is they're individually wrapped in here. And they are such a great substitute for bread. Now, I know it still has some carbs in them, but 110 calories, I think, a slice of bread alone has more than that. And what I do, here's the magic secret. I get these Laughing Cow. My aunt and uncle turned me on to these, and these are great. It's real cheese. There's 16 wheels in here, little individual wheels, individually wrapped. They're so much fun to unwrap. And they're 25 calories. So you can have a couple of these and a couple of these, and it's such a great low calorie snack. Josh has been eating them here at home. He loves them. These things are excellent, guys. Now, this is just the original flavor of Laughing Cow because that's the only version that comes in light. But they do have many other different varieties. I really like the light. I think it's lower calorie. It's easy to spread. You can put peanut butter on these things. These things are great, guys. They're made by Lundberg. They have them at Publix. When I lived in Alaska, they had them. The ones I used to be able to find that I wish I could find were the quinoa ones. These are just brown rice. I really enjoyed the quinoa ones. Those were even lower calorie. So you've got that. Another thing that I do for snacking, because I know a lot of people have problems with snacking. If I need something sweet, I turn to these craisins, these cranberries. These are the 50% less sugar ones, and I'll just grab a handful. And this is not bad. This is 100 calories for a serving on this. And so this is, if you have a sweet tooth, also, cranberries are a great antioxidant. They're just good for you. So I make sure I get the 50% less sugar because I know this does have a bit of sugar in it. So it's good to go low sugar on it. But that's another thing that I keep plenty of it around. If you've got it around, you're not going to eat the other stuff. Like these these cashews. Raw cashews can be expensive, but these because I look for the ones that are non-salted. Now, these actually are lightly salted. They're from Planters. They're much cheaper than the bulk cashews that you can get. But really, the bulk ones are the ones I like because they don't have any salt on them. Because it's too much salt for me sometimes on the Planters peanuts. So that's kind of a general overview. A lot of what I was eating was just chicken, and still a lot of what I do eat is chicken. And I know I've thought about it. It's funny. I have a friend at work that said, "Hey, you and Kristen should think about going plant-based or going vegan." And that is something I'm definitely thinking about because they were saying, there's a lot of foods that have just as much protein in them as meat. There's a lot of beans and lentils to try out. So that might be something that we think about in the future. I'm not opposed. Kristen really likes meat. I do too, but I mean, I would not be opposed to going vegan. But yeah, my dinners primarily the protein was just chicken, nothing else. No sauces, no creams, no nothing, no salt, no pepper, just chicken breast, grilled. And then occasionally I would put a sweet potato, just a regular plain old sweet potato. I'd cut it into pieces, put it on a cooking sheet, cook that up with nothing else on it. Those are pretty good. That's kind of a diet for me. I know a lot of people were asking, what do you eat? They're like, I want to be healthier, but what do I eat? So, I wanted to share a little bit about that. Like I said, I have a ways to go and I need to get back on that plan, but that plan, it worked for me. But have a goal. And by goal, I mean, we talk about goals a lot, but have an end goal. Like for me, when I was on my weight loss journey, it was running a half marathon. And every time I would reach for a candy bar, every time I would think about, sitting there at night and watching a movie instead of going on my walk or going on my run, I would think about how good it would feel to cross that finish line at that half marathon. And what's important about that goal is it had a finite date. Whether it's whether you have a high school reunion coming up, or you have a kid's graduation, or something that you really, really, really want to strive towards. Looking better, feeling better. A Disney trip, that's a good one. So set some good goals, and by goals I mean an actual physical thing. Like we're going on our first trip to somewhere. We're going, we're going to the beach, or something that's really, really, really going to help you. Now, long-term goals are good because once you do go on that beach trip, you'll be like, well, what do I do now? And so, long-term goals that are going to be always there are good, but, set something fun for yourself, something that's going to make you visualize how much better, it's going to be, it's going to feel once you accomplish that. And be your own physical trainer, your own personal trainer. You don't need to go out and spend money. You know what's best for you. You know what you can do and what you can't do. So be your own personal trainer, and it's going to work out. All right, I think that's pretty much it for today. I really wanted to share off these little things that I eat because I eat these on a regular basis. I eat them all the time. So I just wanted to share. It may not be the best thing in the world, but like I said, worked for me. Something I'm thinking about doing, and I have not even proposed this idea to Kristen yet. One of my good friends was telling me that he knows somebody who's doing the cold water tanks. You heard of these? It's like a cold water bath. And, up north, it's easier to keep them cold, but they said like they were life-changing for them, and they can't even take hot showers anymore because it just makes them feel so sick. So my buddy Jay was saying you should try the cold baths. So I wouldn't be adverse to trying that, to seeing how that impacts my health, and if it stimulates better healthy decisions during the day. I'm going to see. I think that would be kind of funny if we got one of those cold baths and we tried to, try it out in one of these videos. So, let me know if you'd be interested in doing that. I definitely love trying new things. So, if I can find one of those little cold bath things, it's like an ice bath. You're supposed to submerge yourself in it. So we give that a shot. Hey, you might notice the shirt I'm wearing here is Runner. So we have been seeing this great, amazing running apparel at all the Run Disney expos, and we talked about them on the stream before. But I've got one of their shirts on today, and we've been talking with the guys over at Runner about working with them. So I love wearing their running gear. It's great for running. It's also great for in the parks. They call it athleisure wear, which I love. I'm actually wearing their shorts right now too. So you're going to see me wearing a lot more of the runner gear. It's cool. The guys said, runner is a palindrome. It's the same spelled forwards and backwards. And they said that means we're with you at the start and we're with you at the end. I thought that was pretty cool. So, so if you're interested in looking at any of their stuff, it's runner.run. And you're probably going to see me wearing a lot more of their stuff on the streams. I've got a really cool half zip hoodie that really hides my weight. I love it. You're going to see me wearing it a lot. It is just cut super right for guys, and it's just amazing. So, you're probably going to see me wearing more of their stuff because I just really, really like it. So, my call to action for you guys. I talked about what my kryptonite was. These Rice Krispie bars. These will kill me. Well, not bars, but the cereal. It will kill me. If it's in the house, I will eat it all. If there were 6 boxes in the house, I would eat all 6 boxes. This is my kryptonite. So I challenge you this week in the comments, let me know, what's your kryptonite? And more importantly, what are you going to do to overcome that kryptonite? So this week, what is that one thing that puts you over the edge? Is it, if it's, a candy bar, or if it's soda, or even something like smoking or chewing gum, anything like that? Like what exactly is your kryptonite? And what is something you can do to replace it? It's like I said, for me, baby carrots. I'll come home from work, and instead of grabbing Rice Krispies, Kristen will see me, I'll be eating a whole bag of baby carrots when I get home. So, I can't wait to find out from all of you, what is your kryptonite, and what are you going to replace it with? So that's this week's challenge. We have a snack stream. I'm filming this on Saturday. We have a snack stream coming up tomorrow, and then we're done with snacks. So hopefully, no more snacks. I have a tower climb video coming out soon. So I had to go up the broadcast tower, and it's probably one of the scariest things that you ever will. It's just terrifying. One of the most terrifying things you could ever think of doing in your entire life. So I decided I'm going to make a video about it. It's, it's part of my job, something I just have to do and just grin and bear it essentially. But look for that video. That's going to be really, really, really interesting. I think people will find it interesting, because how many times do you get to go up a 180-story TV tower? Not much. All right. Well, thank you for putting up with me this week. And like I said, my challenge is done now, because it's very challenging for me to get these videos done. It's hard for me to talk about these things, and I don't feel like I'm a great advocate for health right now, because I just don't feel so healthy. So these videos help me. And all your comments and us doing this all together really, really helps me feel better. So for the coming week, for me, it's going to be sticking to staying away from Rice Krispies cereal, and staying away from the sweets for another week. I did it for a week. I can do it for another week. So I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to try and get 3 runs in this week. 3. I got 3 in last week, and I'm going to try and get a good 3 runs in this week as well. And some of my friends from the channel reached out to me this week and said, "Hey, I had some inner demons, and I wasn't going to go out running, and the couch was calling, but instead I got out there and I ran." That's my challenge to you guys, is to don't let those inner demons get you down, and go out and do what's going to make you feel happy, because when you're done with that accomplishment, I cannot tell you how good it's going to feel. All right. Well, we'll see you Sunday, guys. And I know that we have a stream coming up at SeaWorld and a bunch of other great stuff. So we're going to be seeing you all really soon. So until next time, guys, take care of yourselves.